Hey, what's up, everybody? Brando Free to Play back on my free to play account, and in today's video is a subject that has been asked and I've been messaged a whole bunch of times, and that is, can you give me some advice on how to get to T4 or how to build my free to play account? Now, I'm going to go ahead and go over my top suggestions and kind of the goals that you need to keep in mind on your way to being a free to play T4 player. But before I go ahead and get into that, I need to go ahead and mention that this video is being sponsored by Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community that has thousands and thousands of online video courses and classes. Now, these video courses range from a wide variety of different topics, and they range anywhere from animation, film design, graphic design, writing, music production, also things in the business area like finance, leadership, management skills, also technology, things like mobile design, mobile development, database administration. Also things in the lifestyle category, which are the health and wellness and culinary. Now, personally, for me, I know that as a YouTuber and somebody who also works for a living, I have to set certain goals and expectations for both sides of, that kind of dynamic. So let me go ahead and let me look up a video on how to keep goals. Because we all know goals and setting goals is extremely important. Now, this class that went ahead and picked is actually a pretty short class. It's 26 minutes over 7 videos, which I can easily consume on the go. Oh, by the way, Skillshare does have an app. So I can watch these videos at home, on the train, on the bus, literally wherever I am, which is fantastic. Now, if we can scroll down, we can get kind of a brief rundown of what the class is, and as well as the reviews, which is fantastic. Now, if you guys know anything about my channel, I am a free-to-play mobile gamer. So cost is very important to me, and Skillshare is extremely affordable, right? Let's say you go for the 1 year package, it is about $10 a month, which is extremely affordable. Now, Skillshare has been awesome, and they gave me a link that is down in the description below. Now, this link is available to the first 500 people who sign up for a new Skillshare account with that link. And if you use that link, you will get 2 free months of Skillshare. And that is unlimited usage of the website. Again, link in the description below is available to the first 500 who sign up to Skillshare. All right, so you are a free to play player trying to reach tier 4. Now, I am not going to go ahead and sugarcoat this for you. I am not going to make this appear to be easier than it actually is because it's not easy, all right? It takes an extremely long time for you to be able to achieve T4 as a free to play player. Okay. Now, there are various methods and various ways of achieving tier 4. You could go about it the way I did, which was saving as much as possible and only spending when you absolutely needed to. All right. Or you can go the other route of having a bunch of alt accounts that are hyper farms, right? If you guys don't know what hyper farms are, you guys should look it up. Plenty of guides and videos out there for that. But you can have a bunch of hyper farms and then eventually sell those resources for items, for speed ups, things like that. Okay. But you need to go ahead and start by setting simple goals. All right. And one of the first goals that I highly recommend any free to play player to have, right? right, the first goal you should set for yourself is number one, get your research and your construction gear to gold. Okay, what do I mean by that? I mean building up your lunar flutes to gold and your sentinel circlets to gold. Okay, those accessories, and I recommend 3 of them. Okay, because eventually you will reach Castle 25 and Workshop 25, so you will be able to have 3 accessories. Okay, I recommend building 3 of them. That way, even if you don't have the 3rd accessory slot open or the 2nd accessory slot open just yet, you have it ready to go as soon as it's unlocked. Okay. Another thing that I would also recommend that you guys get are things like the vice grips, which have 5% research speed. I would recommend things like right here, the trident, which has construction speed. And then there are some other, I guess, pay to play items that you can get if you are lucky, mainly like the Griffin Walkers, which are fantastic for both research and construction. Okay, so that is goal number 1. Get your research gear to gold. I see way too many low might free to play accounts going about it completely wrong and starting with their war gear first. Yes, the way I am recommending might not be the most quote unquote fun, but it is efficient and you will get there sooner than somebody else who started the same time you did. And they're not following these tips. I guarantee it. Okay. Goal number 2, all right, is to go ahead and get your trickster to gold grade. Why do I want them at gold grade? You want that research speed boost of plus 25%. Now, if you guys are not aware, Trickster is the only free-to-play hero. And what I mean by free-to-play, that you can only get them through hero trials and sweeping those hero trials. Okay? I'm not talking about the Chaos Dragon, which is technically free-to-play, but let's face it, it's not a free-to-play hero. Same thing like Watcher, okay? Let's not fool ourselves and think that those are free-to-play heroes. They are not, okay? Trickster is a free-to-play hero, only free-to-play hero to give you research speed. Get him up to gold as soon as possible, okay? Another hero that I would recommend getting up to gold right after Trickster would be Rose Knight. Now, why do I say Rose Knight? Because Rose Knight is a very versatile hero. Rose Knight is kind of the staple in, I would say, 99% of all Coliseum teams because of one of her abilities that shields everybody at the beginning of a match. That is extremely important, especially if you want to make some passive gems in Lords Mobile. Now, another goal that you need to go ahead and set for yourself is very simple. Okay? Very, very simple. Do not let your hero get captured, right? Always shelter your hero, right? Shelter your hero for 12 hours. All you need to do is log into the game 2 times a day, either but when you wake up and before you go to sleep. Log in, make sure that your hero is sheltered, and you're good. Your hero does not need to be out in the open for any buffs to be applied. Okay? Sounds good? Sounds good? Okay. Now, here is a tip for you, not necessarily a goal. Alright? Since you will be building up your account to be a T4 account, that means you will be doing research and you will be building up a lot of your buildings. So that means you need to have your talents set up correctly. Now, I would recommend, now go ahead and, this is my preset for hypering. I just want to emphasize that you guys need to max out construction speed 1 and also construction speed 2. And then you scroll all the way down. And then you also max out construction speed 2 and research speed 2. Why? Because these talent points will give you a whole bunch of construction and research speed. It's a lot if you think about it at the end of the day. Okay, just kind of a tip, not necessarily something that is a goal. Yes, it is a goal to be able to unlock it, and that is very easily done. You just do hero trials and you level up your hero level, right? And level 60 is the max. You do not need to be level 60 to have those two construction speed 1, research speed 1, and construction speed 2, and research speed 2 maxed out. Okay, I think you need to be like 30 something or 20 something, around there, to max it out. It's not that difficult, alright? Now, let's say you're building up your account and you're doing your research and you've hit a plateau where you can no longer research your T4, right? You can no longer go into military, everything is locked out because you need Academy 25. Now, that happens for a lot of people, and that happens somewhat early on in the process because it doesn't really take all that long to max out your military tree for Academy 24. Okay, what do you do after that? Well, here's a few things that I would highly recommend. Number one, start increasing your monster hunt tree. Try to research at least to level 3 monster, right? That way you can do decent damage to level 2s because level 2s are going to be your bread and butter going forward, okay? Now, I know for me, level 2s do pay out. They do give me a decent amount of speed ups and they give me a decent amount of gems. Now, me, I'm able to kill 5 a day, alright? Now, if you're building up your account, you may only be able to kill 1 or 2 a day. That is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it, okay? Now, at the same time, in order for you to reach tier 4, you will also need the economy tree maxed out up to this point, okay? You don't need gem harvesting. So if you are neglecting this research tree, I highly recommend that you don't do that, right? It's fine if you focus on your military tree right out the bat, but once you hit that plateau of needing Academy 25, then it is really time to buckle down and focus on economy and get that also to that same point. Okay. Now, the longest process to reach T4, at least for me, the longest process, the most boring process, and the most tedious process was getting the items needed for the 3 special buildings. Now, what do I mean by special buildings? They are the battle hall, the prison, and the altar. All right. All 3 of these buildings needed a special item, the battle tome, the cuffs, or the soul crystals, in order for you to level it up to the next level. Now, all in all, it takes about 20,000 of these items per building, I think, to max it out or something like that, or 200,000, some like really high number. I forget how many it is at the end, but it's a lot. Or 20,000. I think 20,000 sounds right. But there is a right way to purchase these items, and there's a wrong way. The wrong way is going into your gem mall and purchasing them at 15 gems per item. That is completely wrong. Okay? There is a better way that'll save you around 5,000 gems for every 10,000 gems you spend. That is a lot of gems that you're saving yourself. Now, let's say, since these buildings are maxed out at 25, I can't really click on upgrade. But let's use this building as an example. You see how it has a plus next to the gold hammers? Well, if your altar, battle hall, prison isn't level 25 and maxed out yet, you will also get that plus for the steel cuffs for the special item. So you would click on that plus, and you would see multiple options. I'm going to post up a screenshot of what it would look like for you. Okay, so I highly recommend that you purchase the 10,000 gem package or 1,000 items. Now you do this pretty much as soon as you get 10,000 gems, you buy 10,000 items. And you just do that over and over and over. And the reason I do it in batches of 10,000 is because it seems, to me at least, that I'm making some sort of progress. It keeps me motivated and it keeps me like, okay, just a little bit closer. I'm a little bit closer. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. And before you know it, you've got everything you need. All right. So let's fast forward a little bit, and you have unlocked Academy 25. At this point, congratulations. You have unlocked Academy 25. Now here's where the fun kind of goes away. And that is, the military tree needs to be fully maxed out at 10 of 10, which includes the big three, which is Army Defense, Army HP, Army Health, and Army Offense 1. All three of these require over 100 million gold. That in itself is very hard to come by. My recommendation is that by this point, you have made some friends, you have access to some sort of a gold hyper farm or a bank of sorts, where you will not only gather for the gold, but you would also be either trading other resources for gold or using some sort of hyper to get gold into your account, because it does take quite a long time to gather 100 million gold. It really does. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It will take a very long time. And that is probably the most tedious part of this whole process, is getting the resources for the big three. Once you get the resources, it is pretty simple. I do not recommend that you use gems or speed ups. Use your gems for your special items. Save your speed ups at all times. Save your speed ups for research, to complete research. If you have, let's say, you're going to need a couple 100 days of speed ups. I mean, I'm going to say it outright, unless you're going to wait a month or two in between, these researches, because they do take a pretty long time. For me, they took around 100 and something days to finish. So every single time I used up like 30 days of speed ups, because I left it for a month, and then I used 30 days of speed ups, and I used whatever left I had, and just to go ahead and speed up that process, because I was kind of impatient, right? But that's just me. Okay. So let me go ahead and quickly recap the goals and the expectations. Okay. Number one, being a free-to-play T4 player is not easy. It will take at least a year of daily logging in and making sure your account is in line and everything looks good. Okay, doing your researches, doing your construction, making sure your hero sheltered, doing your gathering. It's going to take around a year. Okay. Number two, you need to have your research and your construction gear and also your trickster up to gold grade. Okay, that is pretty important. Number three, save your gems for the special items, the cuffs, the war tones, and the soul crystals. That is going to be extremely important. Okay. Number four, save your speed ups for your research. All right. Save your speed ups for your research. Now, you might get impatient, and that's fine. Believe me, I was impatient too. I spent gems and I spent speed ups when I shouldn't have, but I still reached tier 4. So it is okay if you have a lapse here and there, but you have to go ahead and bring it back in and be like, you know what? I want to reach tier 4. This is what I gotta do. All right. Now, I hope this video answers some of your questions. I hope that I didn't discourage you. Instead, I motivated you and let you guys know that it is possible. It just takes a lot of work, all right? But it's worth it. Believe me, I have a lot of fun using my T4 and just burning people. It's a heck of a lot of fun. Believe me, once you've been burned enough by a T4 player and you become a T4 player, you get to know just how fun it is, right? But then maintaining T4 is a different question for another video. I hope you guys liked the video. If you guys did, leave a like on the video, subscribe to my channel, and hit that bell notification so you get notified from my next Lord's Mobile video. Until next time, guys. See ya.